Hey guys, I'm here at the Rekluse Motorsports Clutch at the AIM trade show. I'm with Patrick Cother, and we're going to start off talking a little bit about the TorqDrive Clutch Pack, which I am a huge fan of. So essentially, this is a stock retrofit kit.
That's right, Don.
You take out your stock plates and replace it with the Rekluse kit. So what is the magic behind it? Is it the 12 plates?
You know, it really is adding the torque capacity to the clutch environment, and we learned a lot of this through our racing and development programs with our partners, and also the auto clutch technology that we're mostly known for. But I think this is the real secret that the motocross riders should be aware of, is we're taking a stock clutch pack, taking it out and just simply replacing it with thin frictions and our steel technology, but it's working in the OE working environment. So you still have an OEM basket, hub, and pressure plate. We do protect the basket with steel sleeve inserts, but the real feel, and I think the things that your riders and your comments were earlier in the year, we're taking an 8 or 7 friction clutch out and putting an 11 or 12 friction clutch in 450 and 250 motocross bikes. And I think what you really benefit is you get more feel, more oomph out of your throttle input. I think you feel more connected to the bike. And on the maintenance side, you have, if it's a 12 friction clutch package, you have 24 surfaces working to your advantage versus 16. And if you're a guy that, gets a clutch hot, moto's pretty hard, maybe you're a 2-class rider or something like that, you're going to look at a clutch in the summertime or something like that. In a maintenance cycle, we have a lot more stability with the clutch. The heat expansion is quite a bit different than aluminum steel versus all steel. And so less fade, less adjustment in your perch at the end of the moto, things like that, especially 250F riders. Obviously, you're getting that motor hot. Yeah. But they're making a lot of power these days, so we are reining that out and then delivering it back out. I think overall, those are the main key points that really advance this technology for the common rider that's just looking for a $300 advantage that really allows them to feel the performance.
Yeah. So I was, when people ask me about the TorqDrive that's in my bike that I race,
right.
What I often say to them is like, when you're like coming out of a corner, not necessarily slipping the clutch, stabbing at the lever, but you're confident, so you roll the throttle on. So you don't realize how much your clutch is still slipping at that point. And the Rekluse doesn't slip that much, and so it's immediate power to your rear wheel. The day that we tested at the track with Austin, I rolled on the track real casually and just hit the finish line jump. Not at speed, just overjumped the thing by like 2-3 bike lengths and was completely caught off guard by the added response down low that my bike had. So for me, that's the biggest gain of this clutch pack, the low end,
right,
immediate throttle response.
Well, and I'd like to speak to that a little bit. All clutches slip. If you think about the design of how a clutch works with the basket and the hub spinning independently when it's clamped, but not when you've pulled the lever in. But as we bring that moment together, they're by design designed to slip, and then we're in charge of managing it, right? Well, what we don't realize, even if you took a stock clutch out and put a fresh clutch in, if you're that type of rider and you're going to get a clutch or two, most people feel that initial like, oh, I got a fresh clutch in. I think where we add more to the equation is it's going to slip, but significantly less, and it's designed to slip. This is designed to slip as well, our OE clutches. It's just a different package, and it has a great performance standard, but it only has so much life. And what we've decided is we want to give customers more life and more zip, more torque drive, and that's really behind the name of the product. And it's made our auto clutches perform marvelously well, and that was the science to get us to the next level. Taking that technology and just putting it in your bike as a standard clutch pack is really amazing. Cool. And then we're keeping the bite of the bike for longer.
One of the interesting things I heard early on was, it may not be this way anymore, but are the friction plates still built by hand?
We do, actually, and I'm sure if you followed our company, we have a lot of automation in our manufacturing process, but we do have slight automation here, and we're studying how to do it, but if you take this clutch pack, it's been loved by hands all the way through the process. So what I mean by that, what we're doing is we're hand placing all the friction pads, and you can kind of see the difference. We kind of take it to a different level, and we have oil flow characteristics in the cut of the pad pattern. All that is working to your advantage to keep the bike as cool as possible over time. But it is true, Don. We are hand building these frictions, and we do have designs to obviously up our capacity, and automation would be important, but we've been doing these for a couple years, and we've been doing them ourselves the entire time, and we make a lot of them, and it is a cool thing, handmade right here in America. USA.
One thing I think that's important to point out about this is the TorqDrive Clutch Pack is easy to install. Like, you know, some guys are reluctant to do basket and stuff because you need an impact and a little bit of mechanical knowledge, but this is just like changing stock plates, with the exception of adding in these
our steel sleeve inserts.
The basket sleeves, and they're
not too bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
they slide right in.
Yeah, and I'll remove some, and we've looked at a couple of ways, but once you get a handle of it, so our steel sleeve inserts are basically protecting your basket. You obviously want to have a good condition basket before you deploy the TorqDrive technology. However, what we've learned is if you catch this early, get our clutch in, run sleeves, you're also going to extend the life of your basket. We have replacement baskets, and we obviously have the higher end core manual TorqDrive, which would supply you the hub, pressure plate, and the whole package. That includes a clutch cover as well. All of this is very manageable, I would say, for the home mechanic that feels confident in a clutch pack change out. Maybe they're going to do a valve check on their heads or something like that. It's pretty manageable.